Well, if it isn't New York Giants fans in a way that they never thought they'd have to be, sitting here trying to be happy about what's going on, and we can't. We can't do it. It's not possible. And the sun is mad as hell. The New York Giants gave away Saquon Barkley. Okay? They gave him away for nothing. Let him go. They set him up for success and they set the Eagles up for success all the way to the Super Bowl. The son is super angry. He had to call me for Giants therapy last night. He couldn't take it. I had to turn the game off. It's sickening. I'm not going to take too much more time because the son has a lot to get off his chest. Go ahead, son.
I don't even know where to start. You know what? We're gonna do a little history recap. Once again, we get rid of Jason Pierre-Paul because he blew up his hand. Understandable. He doesn't have a freaking hand. So what happens? He goes to the Bucks and gets a ring. Okay, it doesn't get worse than that, right? Wrong. Kadarius Toney. I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna say that he got a freaking ring. That's it. You guys know the history. It's on our freaking channel. For you to look at it all. It's right there in real time for you to watch. And now we're here. I didn't think that it could get any worse than this. I've been watching the New York Giants for 25 years. I've never been this more upset in my life. Number 26 should be banned from being used by any other player on the New York Giants. No one should buy that number. Devin Singletary might as well just go work at Subway. I'm done with him. John Mara, why haven't you fired anybody? I remember you saying something on the lines of that you wouldn't be sleeping. Do you have insomnia yet? Because this is looking like the dumbest decision by any team on franchise history in the NFL, period. Forget franchise history. In the NFL, you don't give away a generational talent like that to your rival, and then they get a ring the same year, basically, the same transition. They get a ring. Easily, by the way, that 22 points was charity. The score is 40-0 as far as I'm concerned. It was not 40-22. It was 40-0. So I had to sit there and watch the friggin' Eagles with Saquon Barkley carrying them all the way to the Super Bowl. I gotta watch that. I gotta watch Eagles fans cheering and singing the damn Eagles song. Were there any Chiefs at the Super Bowl? Were there any Chiefs fans there? Because all I heard was, watch those Eagles fly.
I hate that song. I hate that song.
It made my blood pressure increase. I'm pretty sure I have high blood pressure right now. Because every time I looked away from the screen to just try to get away from the madness and try to pretend like, maybe if I'm not there, the Chiefs will just start winning again. And I go back and it's just more points on the Eagles side. And it was just 33 or 34-0. I'm going to say this again, because I've said it before many times. Saquon Barkley, I was one of the few people that always thought, I don't want to say few, but there were a lot of people who were aware what the New York Giants had. Saquon Barkley is the best running back in the league. I said this years ago, but everybody wanted to just force it down our throats that it was Christian McCaffrey or Derrick Henry. Newsflash, neither of them have rings. They both have swapped teams. Those same years they swapped teams, they didn't get rings. Saquon goes from a bottom 5 offensive line to one of the best offensive lines, and he just gets a ring. Derrick Henry, if you put Derrick Henry in that position, do the Eagles get a ring? I don't know. If you put Christian McCaffrey in that position, do they get a ring? I don't know. I'm going to tell you this right now. Saquon Barkley was one of the top running backs, if not the top running back, almost every year on a bottom 5 team. So you take that and you put him in a situation where all he has to do is exist. And this is what happens. He gets a ring. It could have been anyone else except the Eagles and the Cowboys. Why did it have to be the Eagles? And Joe Shane, you're lucky I don't know where you live. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Because I would find you and I would have some serious conversations with you about how to. Let me calm down.
I think it's best to calm down. Yes.
How are you the manager? How are you still there? Was this all to just prank us? Because you won. You won. If this was to make Giants fans angry, you excelled at that. I'm wearing a Mahomes jersey. I didn't even want to do this podcast in a Giants jersey tonight. I was going to react last night, but I would have woke up my girlfriend who had to go to work. So I wasn't about to do that. I literally could not record last night. I was so frustrated. I even tried to see if I could be quiet, angry. It's impossible. When you wake up every day thinking you're in a nightmare in your sleep, and it's still happening because you're seeing weekly updates of Saquon balling out, Saquon enjoying himself, the Eagles praising him. The New York Giants didn't do any of that. We never praised him. We never really tried to make him look like he was the person that is what the New York Giants are and what basically makes the franchise even sustainable. We just kick him out the door and tell him to go test free agency. And then, to make it worse, that same bum goes and doesn't do anything to try to get Jaden Daniels, who played in the NFC Championship against the Philadelphia Eagles, who had Saquon. I can't wake up from this nightmare. I keep pinching myself, and nothing happens. The Eagles are Super Bowl champions. Once again, with Saquon Barkley as their running back. And we all know how the Eagles like to retain players and make sure that they love where they're at and, make sure they keep them. Saquon would be there forever. Saquon's not going.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, no.
So now,
his family's there and everything. Yeah.
Every season, I have to watch him play with the Eagles. This isn't going to be it. This isn't it. Every season now, I have to sit here and literally go through the emotional cycle of, will the Eagles go to the Super Bowl? Maybe not. Maybe they'll choke. They're starting to look good. I don't know. Maybe a good team will beat them in the middle of the season. They're not losing to people in the middle of the season. All right, maybe at the end they'll mess it all up. Okay, they're not messing anything up. In fact, they're actually doing better than they were the rest of the season. Now I got to pray for them to choke in the playoffs. Oh, wait, they're not choking in the playoffs. They're getting to the NFC Championship game. I have to sit here and pray every season moving forward that the Eagles don't do anything. Whereas before it was like, I had a little bit of hope without having to pray. It's like, hey, maybe they'll throw it. Like they have been. But now they have to miss a puzzle. The missing piece of the puzzle, excuse me. They had to miss a piece. It was Saquon. He automatically became the best player. I'm going to tell you right now, Saquon, you put him on any team, he's the best player on that team. I don't give a damn. Put him on any team. He's the best player on that team.
Yeah, it's true.
The Giants gave it away. And I get he wasn't going to do anything with the New York Giants. But why would you keep somebody that wasn't going to do anything with the New York Giants? Him. His name is Daniel Jones. Why would you keep him?
Oh, God.
And then you're going to sit there and force him to be a backup fourth-string safety on the practice squad so that he asks to be released because you can't admit that you're stupid and incompetent and can't make proper decisions to run a football team? What world am I living in right now where the New York Giants front office is allowed to make this many stupid mistakes? If I was in that position, I would be in a subway working right now. Because if I made those stupid ass decisions, my black behind would not be in that office right now. It would not.
Definitely no.
I'm not even trying to push that agenda right now, everybody. What I'm saying is that anybody that's in that office right now apparently has immunity from being fired after failing for almost the last. No, you know what? It is the last decade. We've been failing for the last 10 years. And you still have some of the same people, like my mama just in many podcasts ago, that there are people who've been there since before Dave Gettleman era that have just been sitting there chilling. Why haven't we got rid of them? What have they been doing that's so successful? What has anybody done in that office right now? Everybody in there, as it's presently constructed, what have they done to validate that they should still be in the company and be working for the New York Giants. I couldn't tell you. You could have got some high school coaches and it told me that they made those draft decisions, and I would have believed it.
Yeah, it's true.
Forget about coaches. You could have gotten children to do it, like they showed us that the kids were telling the father what to do, and I would have believed it.
Yeah.
This
And
is a
actually,
disaster.
his son actually had better picks.
He told him to get Jaden Daniels. Look what happened. They go to the NFC Championship. But we decided to stick. We'll just roll with Daniel. Freaking idiot. And we're going to get Malik Neighbors, who, by the way, was crashing out almost half the season, just sitting there upset that he was on a losing team.
Yes, he was very sickened by that.
We drafted Malik Neighbors. The boy don't even want to stay here. I guarantee you he's ready to leave. When that contract's over, Malik Neighbors will not be a New York Giant. He'll be out.
Absolutely not.
He's gone.
No.
I don't care what quarterback you put there. He's gone. No one's hitting a ring here. We've set ourselves back a whole nother decade. The Eagles will probably win more Super Bowls in that time. They might as well catch up to us at this point. They're probably going to have 4 Super Bowl rings by the time we get our next one. This is just what it is now. We are the new Detroit Lions for the foreseeable future. We might even be as bad as the Cleveland Browns. I don't care. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't care what we do in this offseason. Nothing of it matters. Nothing. I don't care who we get until I see how we play on the field. I don't care. I don't care what coaching staff we get. I don't care if we get the top person at a certain position. I don't care. Unless it's quarterback. And guess what? We have no money. So,
very limited budget.
You can put out whatever crazy plot that you can find and muster up that the Giants can do to get trades and get all this other stuff. It won't work. We're done. We have placed ourselves in, like I said, Detroit Lions and Cleveland Browns territory. Where, and I'm talking about the former Detroit Lions, not the current ones. The 0-16 Detroit Lions. That team, that version of that team. Mm-hmm. We are there. There is nothing else that we can do. I don't think there's anything. First of all, who the hell are you going to get to come to this team? And first of all, what's next? Is Dexter Lawrence going to go to a different team? All of a sudden, they're going to go to the Super Bowl and he's going to get a ring? Is Kayvon Thibodeau going to be out and he's going to get a ring? All these former Giants players are getting rings. And at one point, they all run the team at the same time!
It's true. I mean, you could tell the players who are not that popular outside of the New York Giants universe that now have commercials and things like that so that they can get themselves in front of a new audience to potentially probably to either ask to be traded or leave or whatever it is. Like Kayvon Thibodeau, he's suddenly shown up in commercials. Like outside the Giants universe, nobody knows who Kayvon Thibodeau really is.
Nope.
That's why he's getting commercials. He's trying to make himself marketable.
Yep.
And that's...
And notice he's not wearing Giants gear.
No. Oh, no.
He's neutral.
No, it's...
That's
right. It is not... Yeah, it is not a, like an endorsed thing that he's doing with the Giants. It's separate. He's doing his own thing.
It'll say bottom left, New York Giants defensive end. That's what it'll say. It's very quick, too. It comes up and fades out. Yeah. And he's just sitting there doing whatever, saying his one-liner, two-liner, whatever it is. Nobody is marketing the New York Giants because we've tanked our market at value. Staying with Daniel Jones. We have zero market value. Who the hell do we have to be the face of the New York Giants right now? Malik Neighbors? Someone coming off a rookie season with a bum team and no quarterback? Okay. He had one of the best rookie seasons by the New York Giants. So what? Who else is on the team? That's why he was getting the ball like that. No one else is on the team to throw to. Respectfully to those people, I can't. I just can't.
We have a few people.
Every season is meaningless. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, yes. Every season is meaningless.
Moving forward, every season is meaningless. Moving forward.
It's true. It's true. We do have some comments. We've got, Rob Goldie, he just put the little angry orange, the angry mean face emoji multiple times. And yes, we feel your pain. Looks like we also have an Eagles fan who's named Michael Wallace talking about it's a beautiful morning. Saquon says thank you, Giants. Saquon says thank you. Yeah.
I hope you stub your toe on your table. And that's exactly how I feel. I'm gonna say it just like that. I don't even care. I can't. I hope every Eagles fan stubs their pinky toe on a table at some point this week, especially on Friday, so they can't even go to the
Pinky toe
goddamn
really
parade.
hurts too. Yeah, that's a good one. The pinky toe hurts when you stub that one. Yeah, that's a good
I
one.
hope that milk is spoiled for the next time you eat cereal. I'm wishing all evil things on Eagles fans within reason. Mm. I can't. I'm done. I don't know. There's nothing. I'm literally sitting here trying to think about what the Giants can do to make me feel happy, and the only thing that comes up in my mind is fire everybody.
Why
That's it.
didn't that happen today? Like,
Yeah,
why?
John Mara should have literally. If I'm John Mara, I'm crashing out and I'm firing everyone, and I'm going and I'm literally putting out a mass advertisement to get a whole new front office, hiring everybody. It would literally say, "Breaking news: New York Giants are hiring everyone." We have no positions taken right now. No positions occupied. Come on in and interview. I would literally clear house. I would fire everybody. The janitor's getting fired. I don't
I
care.
was I
Everyone's
was
going.
totally hoping to wake up to some sort of news that the Maras have made, some sort of decision like, okay, Joe Shane has to go. Let me say this. When they did their little feature retrospective on Saquon's journey to the Super Bowl yesterday, they absolutely said that, they showed that section where he was happy, that he was happy to be he wanted to be on the Giants, right? They showed that Hard Knocks segment, and the part they played, just to hear Joe Shane saying it, that we've decided to let you. We think it's best for you to go and test the market. What a schmuck!
That clip makes me want to vomit every time.
It
It
every
makes me
time,
want
and
to
you can
vomit.
hear how sad Saquon is because he wanted to just have be a part of the Giants' history, have a legacy career with them, and basically threw him out like trash. Go and see what your value is. Like he was nothing. Like he didn't mean anything to the Giants. And quite frankly, he was smart to leave because who sends off your best player? Who
I have a
sends
question
them
now.
off to go
Now
try something?
you just triggered me. I'm about to crash out. Who does Joe Shane think he is to say that when we haven't had a winning season in over 5 years? Actually, longer than that. How are you going to ask someone or question their value when your team has negative value? We have not
Negative.
had a winning season in quite literally a decade. And it wasn't even a good winning season. We were 8-7. That's the last time.
It's true.
Who are we to say that? How are you going to say it to someone? I'm sorry. Where's your value? Where is Joe Shane's value that he has the gall to do that? He has the unmitigated gall to be like, oh, we think you should test the market and go see what your value is. If I was Saquon, I'd say, screw you in this whole organization then. I'm going
That's
wherever I'm going to get my value.
well, that's exactly what happened now, isn't
Yes. And he
it?
went right to the Eagles. And you know the Eagles told him he could get a ring. They were like, we're just missing a running back. You're the missing
Right.
piece.
You're the
You
missing
know he said
piece.
that.
They had probably a whole speech about Saquon being the missing piece. And remember, Giants fans, I don't know if you all know this. He actually signed for the same amount the Giants wanted to sign him for.
And that's the
But it
worst
must have
part of
been
all of it. That's the worst part. We could
obviously
have
he's going to
paid
get more
him.
now. We could have paid him that same amount. And then also because they gave Drew Lock, the Giants gave Drew Lock $5 million
That
extra,
bum,
more
he
than what
played
they would
two
have given.
games.
And they could have given that 20 million, whatever it was. They could have given that to Saquon for what he wanted. It was like a $5 million difference, but he signed with the
Oh,
Eagles
oh,
based on promises, and hopefully he probably ended up talking to his family, of course, his agent, and they probably said, "This is best for you. You're going to get to the big game faster." And look what happened, right? But it's all because, and from a leadership perspective, and I always bring this up, you always supposed to focus on keeping your best people, and you keep them happy, you pay them. Companies, corporations lose money letting their best people go. Sometimes they have to pay double and triple to get the person back because they can't find someone to replace them. Now, that's never going to happen in this situation. As the son said, Saquon is going to stay put as long as they'll have him in Philly. He's going to be there.
He's done. He's there. He's gonna retire Eagle.
But they should have
They
the
take care of their
Giants should have
people.
focused on taking care of their people and doing all they could to keep their best player, which is on record on freaking HBO Hard Knocks. Mara's saying he's our most popular player.
By far. He said
By
by
far.
far.
You do everything you can to retain your best players and your best staff, whatever situation is that where you work, wherever it is. That's the goal, is to make sure you keep people, because it costs 3 to 5 times to replace them. That is a real statistic. Look it up, folks. In business, I know this. Who knows how much it's going to cost the Giants over time. They've already lost a ton of money in licensing as far as selling merchandise
No
this
one's
past
buying
season.
jerseys. No one's buying. I
No
didn't
one's
buy a single
buying their
Giants
stuff.
thing. I didn't go to
No.
games. No, I'm not. I refuse.
The seats were
hope all
empty. It was
Giants fans
bad.
refuse. I hope they boycott and don't buy anything.
They
This
lost
should
a
show them.
lot of money. So on top of having to pay someone or people to replace what we had, they also lost a ton of money as far as that residual revenues from things like team licensing and all those different things.
Yep.
Justin, who was it? Was it Justin? No, it was Plaxico Burress. Plaxico Burress, who
yes.
was enjoying some Giants money once again. They were inviting him to do those signings before the games. And the Sun and I, we ran into him in those situations, signing a couple of games a few seasons back. In the news is that Plaxico Burress is selling his only Super Bowl ring, the one he won with the Giants, the famous one that he won with the Giants. The guy's broke. He's got to sell his ring. And it's interesting that this is coming up now because, like I said, he has had a good relationship since he got in trouble all those years ago with the Giants, and they throw him they give him money to come and show up and handshake and sign autographs and take pictures and all that crap. They probably weren't doing that this season. They probably didn't have anything. Nobody was going. They didn't have any extra stuff for him to do, so he didn't have that income. The guy probably needs to get a job, but he's selling his Super Bowl ring. It's a trickle-down effect when you make bad decisions about not keeping your best people.
Yeah.
And we're seeing it in real time. We saw it in real time watching that horrible nightmare of a Super Bowl, watching the Eagles just run over what was the NFL's best team in the 2024 season. I guess you can't take away the wins in the season that the Chiefs had, but we all know that people think that the refs were paid off. But and now it totally looks like the refs are paid off all season, because they failed so miserably in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs, but it was a nightmare watching it. It was a nightmare watching it. Want to say hello back to Mark Stewart. He says hello, G family. Hey, Mark, thanks for joining us today. Thanks for joining us in this therapeutic session to kind of just deal with the fact that we now have a Saquon Barkley legacy, but it's not one of him taking the New York Giants to the Super Bowl. It's the legacy of bad decisions of the Giants organization, letting him go for free. We got nothing for him, to a team that he led with his legs, literally, to the Super Bowl and won it.
2,000 plus rushing yards. 2,000! He had 650 rushing yards in the playoffs. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. And the fact that we still have Joe Shane, you're worse than Dave Gettleman. I never thought I could say that. I never thought that. I didn't think it was possible to wish that I had Dave Gettleman back. And I would rather deal with that than deal with what we're dealing with right now. If you told me in the past that I was going to wish that Dave Gettleman was still there over Joe Shane,
That's something. That's something.
I didn't think you could get worse than Dave Gettleman.
No.
This is cataclysmically worse. We are hitting a new dimension or stratosphere of awful management. I did not think it could get worse.
No.
It better not get worse than this. I don't even know how. If Malik Neighbors leaves, if Dexter Lawrence leaves, if Kayvon Thibodeau leaves, if they all leave, it's understandable. What is there? What do we have? Who are we? These are all the questions that I would love to have answered. And they won't be answered for many years to come. Whoever quarterback that we get in the draft, good luck. It's going to be a shit show. Everybody is going to say you suck when we lose. And if we win, everyone's going to say this is awesome. But either way, I don't expect the latter to happen. I expect we will continue to lose. People will say whoever it is not the answer to this issue. And we will continue to go through the same cycle of having an awful bottom, whatever percentage we are now at this point for offensive line. It may have improved, not by much. Quarterback was still getting sacked a lot. We're still making the same mistakes. Granted, it was Daniel Jones and Drew Lock and Tommy DeVito. That is by far the worst lineup of quarterbacks in NFL history. Daniel Jones, Drew Lock, Tommy DeVito. That is by far, if you can find me a worse lineup of quarterbacks, I will be very impressed. Daniel Jones, Drew Lock, Tommy DeVito. Oh, I forgot. Any lineup with Mike Glennon in it is worse. I forgot about that one. That was Daniel Jones, Mike Glennon.
Lurch.
I don't even remember the last dude. He was so bad. But this takes the cake. I'm sorry. Daniel Jones, after he got paid. So Daniel Jones post-contract was worse than Daniel Jones pre-contract. Worse. He's way worse. Post-contract. Look at the stats. He had awful. He didn't even score a touchdown after, like, I think 11 games after he got that contract. He didn't score a touchdown for 11 games. So you got post-contract Daniel Jones. You got Drew Lock, the journeyman. And then you got Tommy DeVito, the pride of New Jersey. Congrats. The pride of New Jersey. Nobody likes New Jersey.
Right.
Find me a worse trio than that. I challenge everybody on YouTube. Find me a worse trio than that. There is none. You may have to go back 60 years.
That's probably true. And the worst part is when the Giants let Saquon go, they only had Daniel Jones and Danny DeVito. Tommy DeVito. And Tommy DeVito.
And again,
right?
that's like the worst quarterback duo of all time. like we were so confident to let go of Saquon Barkley that's what we were falling back on.
Right.
We
we hadn't even made
Daniel.
our decision. We hadn't made our decision. We had I can't think of was it Josh Johnson? That wasn't him. It was somebody else. I can't remember the brother that went to the Jets. It was our other backup quarterback. Tyrod. I think he was the one that moved over to the Jets, right? Yeah, he moved over to the Jets. So literally,
he's happy he got out of there.
Sure, even though his season was dismal, but it's embarrassing.
Any team is better.
It's just embarrassing, right? It's totally embarrassing. We have comments from Mark Stewart. He reminded us that OBJ got a ring too when he departed the New York Giants.
I erased that from my brain. Why did you do that to me? I erased that from my notes. No, that was the one I was thinking of. No.
Where was he when he got
that?
You can't
make this up. The New York Giants we can't get out of our own way. I need you to know I have trauma for when OBJ got that ring. I have trauma.
Who was he with again? Why am I never
supposed to leave the Giants. I erased that from my memory. I forgot that fool got a ring. Oh. The New York Giants need to be studied.
That's who we were trying to think. That's who was at the Rams. Remember, we were trying to figure out who it was that went to the Rams. Yeah, we did come up with it. We just didn't remember which player it was.
New York Giants front office decision making needs to be studied. Jason Pierre-Paul, Odell Beckham Jr., Kadarius Toney was not good on the Giants, but the fool has a ring. And now Saquon. That's like in the last 8 years. Not even. It might be less. What are we doing?
I don't
I'm gonna
know.
say it again. Jason Pierre-Paul and Odell Beckham were on the same team at the same time. They go to two separate teams and go get rings. Kadarius Toney and Saquon Barkley were on the same team at the same
It's
time.
true. It's
They
true.
go to separate teams and they get rings.
Yeah.
What are
It's
we
like a
doing?
it's like a launch pad. It's like you go and you get like it's like the Giant. Let's call the New York Giants are an apprentice team. You could go, you do your apprenticeship with the Giants. You know, you learn what not to do, right? You learn the mistakes. You understand. But at the same time, though, you're refining your own game. You know, you're learning what you need to do, what you shouldn't do. And when the time comes, there's time to bounce, or they want to get rid of you. You go and you get the pick of the litter. You go to your pick, the team that's going to get you the ring fastest. That has
Mark
happened.
just gave me PTSD.
Mark, you gave the
I,
son
I I'm having a moment.
PTSD.
I, it's not fair. It's not fair to have all of this talent be on the New York Giants, watch it all leave, and they all are just thriving. All of them. And I'm just sitting here trying to stop myself from ending it all, watching the New York Giants consistently win less than 5 games a season. I can't do this anymore. It is very hard to have a positive mindset every preseason and offseason. I can't do it. I'm exhausted trying to just fake my misery that it's not there and just that I'm just a happy New York Giants fan. I have never wanted to change teams more than I do right now. And I'm still you see me wearing the Chiefs jersey. I am trying to disguise that I'm a Giants fan. I can't even do it. I can't even be prideful that I'm a Giants fan. It's sad.
I don't wear anything
It's
Giants related
sad.
when I go out.
It's sad.
Yeah, it's
I
it's
don't want
bad
nobody
it's
to say
bad
nothing to
timing.
me. I
At
can't.
this point, if we go out in New Jersey, or if you're in New York or New Jersey, or in general you are a Giants fan in any sort of proximity to Philadelphia, PA, anything, okay? You're going to get thank yous. People are going to thank you like you're some sort of messiah. Hey, Giants fan, thanks for Saquon. That's what you're going to get if you wear the gear. For real.
I was
That's
at
what's going to
Kiana,
happen.
my girlfriend's event at church, and there's a bunch of Eagles fans there.
Yes.
And I was told that I'm just bitter that Saquon's an Eagle. I wanted to crash out, but I did not
Because we were with a church
because it was
situation.
at church. I was very close to crashing out. I thought about it and I was like, I'm just gonna not do anything. But I was very close to crashing out. I I'm not bitter. I'm aggravated. I'm pissed off. I'm frustrated. I'm irate. But I'm not bitter. I can't be bitter when I watch the front office self-sabotage. It's self-sabotage. However you want to look at it, they're sabotaging themselves. We are compromising ourselves and putting us in a financial crisis that we can't come back from because
No,
now you
no.
got fans like me who will refuse to buy any Giants merchandise. I don't even want no Giants gifts. Don't buy me nothing, nobody, because I'm going to return it. I don't want no Giants paraphernalia anymore. I'm done. They don't deserve your money to give me gifts, and they don't deserve my money to buy it for myself or buying it for anyone else. Because they need to figure, as my mom says to everybody, they need to figure this out. They now have a monumental task of figuring
Mm-hmm.
out how to bring people back and believe that we can be a winning, not even a winning organization, just an organization with some dignity and some pride and bring back some sort of culture. Where is
Oh
that
my
old New
God.
York Giants grit? Where is the tough, hard-nosed football we used to play where it never was a pretty victory, but damn it, we would fight to the end and maybe we'd come out on
Absolutely.
top. We don't even have any fight. We don't even have a jab. We've
Look,
got nothing.
we couldn't even score in most of our games in the first half this season. How about that?
No, we don't score so often that they gotta point it out when we do score. They'll be like, "Oh wow, the Giants haven't scored at home in a million years." Like Jesus Christ, everything that they bring up is always a really bad or embarrassing feat. They'll be like, "Oh, a team hasn't thrown this many interceptions in a row before scoring in like 30 years." Oh, The last time the team got sacked 11 times in the game, I wasn't even alive. Like, it's just awful. It's awful stats. It's terrible. When's the last time you saw a quarterback with negative 10 yards? Mike Glennon! When was the last
Hate
time
Mike
we seen a
Lennon.
quarterback finish the game with negative 10 yards and their head coach said he was proud of how the team played? I'll tell
Oh,
you when.
that was
Never!
just pure. That was just pure ignorance. I mean, that was inexcusable. I mean, you never, if your team, your employees are not doing well, you know, and they, I mean, and it's worse than you've ever seen. You say they suck. I mean, you'd be like, you know, we could do better. You shouldn't be proud of that. You shouldn't be proud of sucking, and that's exactly that's exactly what's been going on. I just want to point out that Anthony Corcoran stopped by and said, "The Sun, you got me weak over here. I thought I was more upset than anyone. Guess I
No,
was wrong."
it's impossible. I don't think you understand. The rest of my 2025 is over. As far as I'm concerned, this year is over. It's over for me. I'm cooked. I don't know what to do because I wake up every day and Saquon is still an Eagle. It bothers me. It bothers me. And now I'm in the area. All I am around is Eagles fans. I heard fireworks at almost 11 o'clock at night last night.
You told me the fireworks started
They
before
were going on every
halftime.
time they scored a touchdown. Anytime there
Before
was a touchdown.
halftime.
The first touchdown that got called back, they already prematurely fired off a firework before it got called back. They had fired it off the firework, and I'm like, the touchdown got called back, and these fools still lit off a firework.
They were ready. They were poised and ready to set off
These guys
fireworks.
have nothing better to do. They're losers. They can't
Mark
wait to
Stewart
freaking win.
Mark Stewart says the neighbor's jersey is going to be his last jersey for now.
I'm
Okay, you
surprised he
better.
even bought that.
I
I
was
am
about to
not
say you're
buying
better than us. I
anything.
didn't buy anything. I didn't buy
They
a
don't deserve
single.
nothing.
I didn't even look to see what was on sale. And I
I didn't
usually do
care.
that. I
I
didn't
just straight up
care.
didn't care. I got a notification saying New York merchandise was on sale. I didn't care. I actually deleted the email so I wouldn't be reminded to see it again. I deleted it. I don't want to buy any New York Giants stuff. I'm probably not going to buy anything New York Giants related for the next 5 to 10 years. And I'm being honest on that. You will not
Wow.
see me with anything new. You won't. No new hats, no new shirts. I don't even want Giants underwear. I don't want anything like that. Nothing. I don't want no socks.
Giants.
I don't want
Giants
nothing.
underwear.
Something that you can't even see. I don't even want it. I don't even want it. I am going that far. I don't even want merchandise that people wouldn't even see. No, they don't deserve my money. If they can win more than 7 games, maybe I'll buy something.
Mm-hmm.
It can be 7 or more. I'm tired of seeing 3 wins or less. Or if we're already losing, just keep losing. Why do we have to win these meaningless games? Why did we win those games? Let me stop. Let me not recap the season. Stop.
Okay. So Anthony Corcoran also said it doesn't blame you, the Sun. Feels your pain. If this doesn't motivate the Giants organization from the cafeteria workers to the general manager to the players
And the janitors, they got to clean up that filth.
doesn't know what will. This is crazy. Yep. And that's in complete alignment with that comment.
Only thing he missed was they got to fire everybody. That's it.
Yeah.
Fire
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
Nobody should get any second chances. I'm done. They should all be fired. Everyone.
Yeah.
Starting with Dayball. I hate that bum. Such a bum.
I would suspect that Joe Shane kept his kids home from school today. So that they would not,
He's an
especially
APB for them.
especially for the young son who was actually more adept at selecting the picks last year.
He might as well be the new GM. Just bring the kid in.
Yes. Much respect to the younger Shane boy who who had great ideas for draft picks last summer. So shout out to that kid. But he probably, I mean, it's not an easy thing to walk around. Joe Shane, he's probably going to wear disguises.
He better wear a freaking bag over his head. What did Kendrick say? Headshot for the year. You better walk around like Daft Punk. Put that mask on.
Yeah.
Because Daft Punk, I don't know if you know, he wears a mask.
100%. Yeah, I forgot about that.
He needs to put on some sort of mask. He needs a paper bag or something. Something to cover his identity. Yeah. I would not want to be Joe Shane or Brian Daboll right now.
No.
And I can't believe.
Mark Stewart. Go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
I'm
No,
sorry.
you're good. You're good. I was just
Mark
gonna keep
Stewart is
rambling.
asking, what QB do you want in the draft? Now, here's the thing:
I don't care.
who I want is different from who I think they might choose. Now, I have been saying since maybe November 2024 that after seeing Will Howard and now that he's won a championship, after seeing him play and what he looks like, because he has that Giants pedigree look. It's like a Daniel Jones, Eli
Don't say
Manning
Daniel
type.
Jones. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't
Oh,
do that.
he looks like him. He's like that guy. He's like them. It has
Ah.
that look
So we just
that
want a
they might,
non-marketable person. We just want
yeah,
somebody
like
you
they
can't
would.
market.
Right, it's somebody that they feel. I think it's more about control. I mean, if you talk about Shador, the Giants are not going to be able to control him. He's got his dad there. The coach prime is going to be right there. Dion is not going to play no games with the Mara family, the front office of the
I'm fine
Giants.
with that. They need somebody to do that because they suck at making decisions for
I agree,
themselves.
but they don't want that type of fire. They don't want that type of heat.
That's why we suck. That's why we suck. That's actually why we suck.
Yeah,
They just want these
if
people
we
that are
if
yes
we
men.
got if we got Cam Ward, that would be great. I don't think that's going to happen.
It won't. It won't. We're not getting Shador. Wow, I can't speak. We're not getting Shador Sanders, and we're not getting Cam Ward. We're gonna get
I'm
that
telling
Will
you,
Howard character.
Will Howard. I called it almost 4 months ago now, before he won a championship. I believe that that's going to be our next quarterback. Just because
Every
he
quarterback
just
we've drafted, besides from Eli, has been a failure. Failure. Look at him. I vaguely remember getting a quarterback from Syracuse. He was a backup. He did nothing. Failure. He was supposed to be the replacement for Eli. Failure.
yeah.
People don't even probably remember that guy. I don't even remember his name. But we drafted a quarterback from Syracuse. We didn't draft a quarterback from a SEC school or ACC, like a bigger ACC school or anything like that. We got a guy from Syracuse. And this is back when Syracuse, I think Syracuse is still in the Big East, right? It
Yeah.
certainly was not a formidable person, a well-known name. It wasn't a household name. It was just some guy. And I was like, who the hell is this? And everybody knows how I felt when we drafted Daniel Jones. Every quarterback draft decision, aside from Eli Manning, in recent years has been a failure.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no expectations. It doesn't matter who I say we're going to get because it won't be that person, or who I think we're going to get, or who we should get. It won't be that person. It'll be either Will Howard or someone else where I'll just be like, who's that? Because that's just what the Giants do.
That's what they do.
That's what we do.
And
Only
also,
at quarterback. Only at
I
quarterback.
I saw that we have, I don't know if it was 47.5 million, 47 million and five, maybe it's 47.5. It was something like that. They don't have a lot of money. I mean, to us, that's a lot of money. But when you're talking about giving multiple players 15, 20 million at a time and then having to pay your existing people extra money, it's not a lot of money to go around. So they end up having to get the cheaper guys. I don't even know if Will Howard's be cheaper. Now that he's won a championship, at the end of his season, I don't even know
Well,
that
there's still
they'll
rookie
be able to
deals.
afford him.
Well, there's rookie rules in place so that rookies can't get paid too much because we have people like Jamarcus Russell to blame for getting paid 100 million and then pulling the okey doke and then just didn't play the rest of the season. They already had the guaranteed money. That rule has been in place for well over 2 decades at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll get some sort of rookie minimum, whatever it is, um, for quarterbacks, and they'll go from there. But as you pointed out, we don't have a lot of money to pay the people we currently have and get new people. So we'll just go
Right.
for
People are going to be
bargains
looking for
or
raises. People are
good
going to be looking.
deals.
People are going to want, Kayvon's going to want more money to stay. I mean, people, because it's like, oh,
They're
because
playing more than the offense.
it's desperation time.
Yeah.
So everybody's going to have their hand out, say, give me more. I want more. And there's not that much money to go around. There's just
Nope.
not that much money.
There isn't. And this is how it's going to be, which is why I said we may not come out of this hellhole for at least another decade. It's just
I
they
can't
have to
believe
get
it.
some
We gotta
people in
have
there
to
that'll
deal
get
with it.
people like me and my mom to come back out there and go to games, even if
And
it's
one of
just to win 7 to 8 games and bounce in the first round of the
at
playoffs.
least that, right? I mean, that's the bare the
No,
bare
no more
minimum.
5 wins or less. No, and then if we're gonna again, if we're already losing a whole bad like a whole season, like if we're 1-8, just keep losing. Why do we got to try to get these wins so that we can not be the first pick in the overall for the draft next year? Why do we do that? Why? to save face. We're already the laughing stock. It's too late. We've been the laughing stock of the league for the last 6, 7, 8 years. It's too late to save face. What are we saving? I couldn't tell you.
No,
We
no.
weren't saving Daniel Jones. Everybody knows he's trash. That's not no news.
Well, he's off at the Vikings, and they might be doing something with him, but that's out of pure desperation,
If Daniel
obviously.
Jones improves at all, that'll be a large reflection of Daboll as a coach
Yes,
and the
I
coaching
agree.
staff for the New York Giants.
Yeah,
All the more reason to fire them too.
yeah.
But I doubt that he. Also, whoever gets him to be better needs a raise because I don't know how you improve his skill set and make him that much better. I mean, I see what the Vikings did with Sam Darnold, but if we're talking raw talent, Sam Darnold's more talented than Daniel Jones. That's not a hard one to side. That's pretty easy. It's a no-brainer. Um, and that's not saying much, by the way.
No,
It's not.
no.
But we're done, guys. Our
Yeah,
season,
I
the
think that
next
we're
foreseeable
done.
5 to 10 years, it's done.
Just to let's close out some comments from Anthony again. Anthony, I believe, is a Chiefs fan. He says doesn't want to hear anything about Mahomes or the Chiefs, and don't want to see any more State Farm commercials or because he's
Mahomes needs Tyreek Hill back.
so mad at the team. Yeah, how about that? And
Travis Kelce needs to retire.
mistakes that people that leadership makes. That's another example of that.
Tyreek, the
Uh,
ones that wanted to walk, he wanted more money, and Miami said they would pay him, so he bounced. He didn't care about the ring.
Anthony also makes a comment about Evan Neal, who, by the way, Evan Neal, we can't stand Evan Neal. He's like been a waste.
In the words
About
of
him.
Charles Conor McGregor, who the fuck is that? I hate Evan Neal.
He doesn't. He has not done. He has not been of any value whatsoever to this team. But
Nope.
he's suggesting he play guard because he's too slow. His big butt is too slow to play tackle.
He needs to go
Yeah.
lose some weight and seriously decide if he wants to be in the NFL because after this, I don't think any team is gonna. It's not true. A team will pick him up, but
Yeah. He'll get
he's a
he'll get a
first round
job.
draft pick that ultimately, in my eyes, is a bust. He's no longer playing the position we drafted him for, that he was in the top ranks of his position in college. I'm unimpressed with Evan Neal. For
Yeah,
somebody
it's
that
been that
large,
way
he's
from
pretty
jump.
soft. He gets injured
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. He's fragile.
Disappointment.
He's fragile.
He's
Yeah.
more of a disappointment than Andrew Thomas, which I didn't think was possible. And Andrew Thomas can be great sometimes, but there are times where Andrew Thomas plays like one of the worst left tackles in the league. I'm sorry. He has those games where he's just terrible. And
Mark Stewart
I'll
says, I
stand by
forgot
that.
yet. I agree with you, Mark. Neil reminds me of Eric Flowers. Oh, he was another bust. Flowers
I
was
hate Eric
totally a
Flowers.
bust. He was a bust.
Bum. We
Total
draft
bum.
horribly. We just draft what the NFL thinks we're going to draft. Like they think we're going to get him. Let's just draft him. It's like, no, we don't need to do that.
No. No need for that.
We need some players that actually want to play and aren't afraid to get hurt or hurt others. As bad as that sounds, it's a tough game. People get hurt. A simple tackle could take somebody out. You just got to understand that it's a rough game. Can't be going up in there and taking all these contactless injuries. Why are we not conditioning ourselves? Most players, when they get injured, it's because of a crazy hit or a rough tackle or the way that the guy fell on them. Our players just run and they fall over and they're like, my knee. It's like, no one touched you. What's going on?
Yeah, there's people like Mahomes who will play through a painful injury to finish out the
Yeah.
game. I mean, like that's true grit right there.
Yeah, but you got people like left and right on our team playing like, oh, I'm hurt. I can't play. Oh, I got to go out. Oh, I stubbed my toe. I got to go sit. At one point, our injury report said that one guy was out because of his left big toe.
Yes, we've had some really
Like,
odd reasons for people not playing. It's been a rough couple of years, folks.
one
Been a
time the
rough couple of
injury
years.
said non-specific. It just said injury. It didn't even specify what it was.
Probably was like a headache or something, which is fine. I mean, we all call out from work for a headache. It could have been something like that. So we have to give people some grace because there are situations where they might have a common thing that you and I might have that hurts, and they don't want to get out there and get all beat up. But when your team is constantly losing, you have to kind of, pick yourself up and get out there and do your best because and just play through it. You're
And
getting
nobody
paid
wants to play through it
playing
when you're
millions of
losing.
dollars, dudes. Paying you millions of dollars to play through it. Play through
But
it.
a lot of them don't want to play through it because the team sucks and they know it sucks and they know the fans are just going to boo
They want
them
to preserve their what they have, right? Keep preserving
so they can get the
the
hell out
agility
and go
and
to a different place and where the fans would love them.
right.
I don't know a stadium where you hear more booing than MetLife.
It's
Just from the
horrible.
own fans, not the other team's fans, their own stadium's fans. You do not hear more booing in the
Hmm.
country for football sports than in MetLife. We let them know how we feel. We don't hold
Yeah.
back. We were actually at a game where we booed them when they were going into the halftime. We were there, and me and my mom partaked in booing them as they were going into the
They
locker room.
deserve nothing less than a
There's
boo.
no, I'm not cheering for no New York Giants.
No.
I'm not. And if we ever do go to a game again, I can't. I'll have to record my first reaction because I don't even know what it's going to be. I may just sit there and just be like this because I just know it's coming. It's just I just know. Like I don't think there's anything else to expect right now other than misery, frustration, and just disappointment.
Yeah.
Just prepare to be
So
disappointed.
exactly. So, folks, we're going to wrap it up here, and we'll definitely will be following what's going on pre-draft. Um, we are well positioned to get a really good quarterback, but what will this front office do? That's what we're going to be looking out for, and we'll see what happens. Thank you. This is the Family Bonding, the G-Men Mother and Son post game show, the first mother and son post game show for the New York Giants and really the NFL. There's no other mother and son doing this, right? But we're the first to do it, even if another shows up. We were the first, okay?
None has shown up. I check frequently. YouTube algorithm doesn't even know what to do. They're like, this just doesn't exist.
So like and subscribe. We have a lot of folks that are joining, so please make sure that you like and subscribe
Please, please.
and leave a comment. Join us. We stay active in the comments even after this post as a recording. So please definitely comment. We'll respond back. And any other comments you have, son?
The Giants suck. That's
And
about
with
it.
that, we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.
Take care, everyone.
All right, we're done. Let me stop the
That was a
recording.
good therapeutic session.